Hello everyone, this is Jovial Developer here. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, and I would like to say that it's been a busy couple of weeks, but I'm glad that I can get back to making a video. So for today, I'm going to show off this project for JavaScript, and this project is the rock, paper, scissors. So let's check it out, shall we? This is a project made with the Bootstrap and JavaScript, as I said earlier. So the first part of this is you would enter in a name. If I don't enter a name, I can't go to the game. So let's enter a name. And hit start. And here we go. We have instructions to play the game, a text box, submit query, and quit. And when you quit, everything resets, obviously. So let's type in rock. Okay, I tied the computer. Let's type in rock again. I win the second round. Let's type in scissors. I win again. Type in scissors again. And I tied again. Let's do this. I win for the third time. Okay, great. So let's check out how this works. After I hit quit, just to show you when I hit quit, I'll type in Terry. I'll start. Everything's reset. So that shows you that the quit button works. Tied with rock. Okay, cool. So here is the guts of this program. Let's go to HTML. So for here, it's your basic HTML file. You've got a head, and inside script here, this jQuery here, I think this was for some other assignment that I was doing, but this here, this Bootstrap, is what I used to make that text and the button look pretty. Bootstrap is very useful, and I'll be learning more skills with that in my Enterprise Applications class. So for here, we're hooked up with a CSS file. Here you can tell that you had, a green background for the wins and a red for the losses. So down here, the green for the wins and the red for the losses. Well, this is like coral, but whatever. Score 1, score 2, and score 3. And also, you've got these tags for each part of the program. This right here is an asterisk. You can use this in CSS to change styles for all CSS features in your application. Okay, so first we have the welcome screen. This is where you type in a name. And you punch the start button. And that is in a div. So in here, we have this submit button 1 right there. And the way that you translate the code well, I should say the click event and the HTML tag is you have const and then your name and equals document.getElement by ID. And then here you would type in whatever your ID is. Make sure these are consistent so that it works. In this code, if we don't have a name for the value, we're going to ask the user to input a name in an alert, but also console.log here, if I hit quit, inspect element, just please add a name. So I can't go anywhere with it. Now normally when you code these games, you don't want to put stuff in the console, but it's good for debugging when you want to know what's going on. But when you do add a good name, you hide the welcome screen where you type in your name, and you go to the game screen. And I didn't put the user's name on the second screen, and I should have done that, but that's alright. So you start a new game, rock, paper, scissors game. And so this fires off this class here. And for any class, you have a constructor, which is games, and the computer compare guess is a number between 1 and 3 and relays this to another method to help come up with a guess by the computer. So this computer guess equal to 1 is rock, equal to 2 paper, equal to 3 scissors. And then that last else is just a catch-all. So for this here, I made a case that if you type in invalid entry for rock, paper, scissors, so let me type in someone's name here, and I type in T, well, that's not going to work. So I make the user type in something, or they're not going to get a win or a loss. It's just going to say tie. So it says user ties while computer chose rock. So you can't break the game there that way. And so here, when you do type in rock, paper, or scissors, you notice that I typed it in with all caps, some with caps, some with lowercase. Like I could type in scissors with a capital S at the end, and it will still register what it is because it's forced to lowercase. User string forced to lowercase. So if they enter in rock, well, that's 1. If they enter in paper, well, that's 2. If they put in scissors, that's 3. And here we have compare statements that determine the outcome of the game. So, we know that rock beats paper I'm sorry, no it doesn't. Paper beats rock. Sorry. Paper beats rock. So this is the first scenario for when you lose. And there are 3 scenarios in which you can lose the game. The user can pick rock. And the computer can pick paper. Or you can pick paper and the computer can pick scissors. Or, for the third outcome, you'll pick scissors, but the computer picks rock. And so, this is alternated, right? So you would pick rock, and the computer would pick scissors. That's a case where you would win. And if you pick paper, and the computer picks rock, you win as well. And if you pick scissors, and the computer picks paper, you win. Now this third case down here is for a tie. Which means you and the computer can pick the same thing. So there's a case for all of these. So you return a number 1, 2, or 3. 1 means you lose, 2 means you win, and 3 means there's a tie. That other else is for debugging in the inspect element phase that I mentioned earlier. So let me pick something else again. I'm going to pick paper, all caps, and I win with paper again. Right here, this says I win with paper while computer chose rock. So we know something here. Yeah, you chose paper and computer chose rock. I was looking for that line above there. This right here is the output of another method. So when you have 1, 2, or 3, this is where you have an event listener for submitting your guess. You prevent default. And this guess is a method called when you type in a value. So game results is 1, 2, or 3. So for an array, you push to get to to make that the newest thing that you add to the array. And this symbol here is new line, but I think I've shown that in another video. But once we have our outcome, we put this in the array for output. I mean, no, records has this. This for loop. It starts with nothing at first, but then it is updated. So, let me show you some other things here. So this is the form, game form. So that's how the game screen comes on, through the game form. And the submit button too. That was with the logic with finding the result. This UL ID score 1, score 2, and score 3 shows the wins, the losses, and the ties. This console out is the display of the array. The array of past games played with the computer of this game. This right here, console out. And you have output. So let's talk a little bit more about that array, how it comes on. So you have records. The array is called records. Output is nothing at first, but then you populate it with records and with a break so that they don't smash into each other line by line. This right here is where you have output for when you update the records. This right here is another form of, you can use JavaScript for output. The $sign and the parentheses. This right here is a backtick. You can use a backtick next to the 1 button on your computer. It's the lowercase form of the tilde. So I'll type in backtick. I'll type in a tilde and I'll type in a backtick. So this is a tilde. This is a backtick. I think I messed that up a bit. Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright, cool. This Innerhtml is important when you take data from your JavaScript to your HTML file. That is important. So you have document.getElementById. So that's how you take what's from the HTML to JavaScript. And then Innerhtml is how you take what's in JavaScript back to HTML. That's how it updates correctly. And the last part of the game is the event listener for button 3, which is quit. So I can hit. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that this will continue to populate no matter how many games you play with the computer. You could play about 1,000 games with the computer and it would probably show up on here as you kept on typing values. I think I remember before. Yeah, see, we start to get a scroll bar. Down here. Oh wow, I keep trying the computer. Try again. Doggone. Okay, let's do this. Oh, okay. Cool, cool. That's fun. See how it populates underneath? So that's pretty fun. This can be useful in other applications as well. And you've seen some of my other videos, and you wonder, you know, why, James, would you show someone this kind of a simple game? And the reason is, at UC, we have Github, and it's going to drop pretty soon. It's going to drop. The enterprise version is going to drop. And so I have to save these projects. And I've been wanting to go over this one for a while because I like how the data between the JavaScript and the HTML file just translates pretty nicely across the platform. Okay, so here's the last part of it. I forgot. So click it, quit. And we have this alert that pops up. So this says window.alert. Right there. The game screen is now hidden as soon as you click OK. And the welcome screen removes hidden. That way, you are set back to the beginning of the game. When you're set to the beginning, your wins, your losses, your ties are set back to 0. As the same with the actual numbers. So the strings on the HTML are set to 0, and the real numbers inside JS are set to 0. Even games is set to 0, and the records is set back to what it once was. And console out is set back to an empty string. You don't even see what is in that field. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed watching this today, and feel free to try to make your own rock, paper, scissors game, and I'll try to watch your video about it. Thanks for watching this. This was Jovial Developer. I will be soon to make some more videos pretty soon, and these videos will vary in the difficulty of making the projects, and they differ in the kind of color and styles that I use in them as well. As I said before, I want to go over multiple programming languages and go in depth about learning these different languages. Alright, well, you have a good evening, and this is Jovial Developer signing off.